Presented by Uinta Basin Healthcare. Health and healing. Every person, every time.
Welcome to the Sports Spin, your weekly dose of sports action presented by Uinta Basin Healthcare. Mark Mason, with me is John Nurden. We watch the games, we call the games, and now let's spin the games, John.
Today on the Sports Spin, we check out some Uinta girls soccer.
Dissect our game of the week, and we talk with Bill Sievert of Uinta. But first, it's time for the rewind. Come on, John! Well, John, welcome back to the show. Appreciate you joining us. And let's get to the week rewind. Why don't we start with one of the lone highlights in the Uinta Basin? Because heaven knows there was blood running in the streets. Let's go right to Uinta girls soccer. And what do we see right there, Coach?
So, it's a great game. This is an overtime, just a frenzied game, Mark.
Yeah.
The girls play 40 minutes. 1-1, 40 minutes, still 1-1.
And this is against
10 minutes,
Wasatch, right?
1-1, yes.
Yeah.
10 more minutes. No, wait, we didn't get that far. They scored. They popped in a nice goal, and we'll take a look at that here in a minute on the L&L Monster replays. But it's so much fun to have that almost go, and be the one to win.
Yeah, be the one to win. And the score was Brittany Hansen, the team leader in scoring.
Yeah.
She's also up there in the state, isn't she?
She has 16 goals this year.
Yeah.
I think that's 4th in 4A.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Not bad.
Uinta girls soccer on the rise. They win in overtime, and now, oh my gosh, the carnage. The carnage was on the football field throughout the basin. I'm sorry, there's no better way to state it. We're going to take a look right off the bat. We had Union at Juan Diego, and Juan Diego had a losing record coming into this game. We had it on the Calls of the Week last week.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Nothing more to say than the Cougars lost 64-0. Let's just move on. There's nothing to talk about there. Altamont had Layton Christian Academy.
Yeah,
they lost 34-0.
They got blitzed as well. So
yeah, and so the only gridiron.
The only points on the board for the Uinta Basin was Uinta. So our game of the week, Springville against Uinta. Let's take a look at a few highlights for that game. There's not a ton of highlights, but
Well,
interception.
there's an interception
Run
right
back
off the bat.
the other
That's
way.
the first possession of the game, and nearly ran back for a touchdown. And then they followed that up just to dive up the end zone. And really, this was a Springville team that's ranked 10th in the state, 4th in 4A, and they showed the Utes really why they're that tough. They were bigger and faster and stronger at nearly every position. And the Utes, we talked to one of the coaches after the game. Help me out with a name here. Anyway, we call him Hollywood, and that's the only thing
that's who I was going with,
yeah.
too.
And basically, Hollywood says, gosh, we just a little bit intimidated.
Yeah, they started intimidated, I think. The just quarterback just throws that quick interception, and he fumbles the ball, and it's just a little tough start for him. And if he starts bad as the leader of the game, the whole team is intimidated and starts bad. So, that's putting a lot on his shoulders. But as the quarterback, step up, don't be intimidated. You're good enough to be there, Henderson. Yep. And that's what I would tell him.
And really, the game got out of hand. It was something like 28-0, And then they scored. They forced a turnover. They scored. They scored on the first possession of the second half. And so if they had played that way from the beginning, maybe still lost, but not a blowout. The clock doesn't run.
Yeah.
So, game of the week, the games across the Uinta Basin were tough. All of the football programs look to get back on track. We're going to end the week rewind because it was just brutal. So, now it's time for the L&L Monster Replays.
So this first one we're going to see again, the winner last week, Tip Drill. They got 66% of the vote. Great little play here. You see Duchesne throwing the ball about 3 yards long, tip, and it's caught, and it goes for a touchdown.
And that tip, the second tip, the first one, the pass is thrown over the intended receiver, hits the defender in the chest. It was the second tip that was tipped forward to his player.
Volleyball style.
Yeah, volleyball style, and he looked when he tipped it and then fist pumped. Okay, so Duchesne, first champion of the year on the L&L Monster Replays, and now we're going to go into this week's competitors trying to knock off the tip drill. We're going to go straight to soccer, and we're going to call this one Lucky Strike. It's a corner kick. It's in overtime. Brittany Hansen kicks the ball off of the defender into the net for the win.
She just rails that in there as hard as she can kick it, gets a little skip off the turf, and it looked like a UNA player hit it, but after talking to the UNA player, no, I didn't touch it, coach, and then the other team happened to try to get the ball out, goes off her foot, sticks in the back of the net. Brittany Hansen with all the credit, looking good.
You know, and I'd rather be lucky than good any day. Brittany Hansen with the lucky strike. She's trying to knock off Tip Drill. Tip Drill might be a little bit lucky too. So moving on. Let's go to
repeat offender.
Yeah, and this goes back to the UNA game. And I'm telling you right now, the Brakefield brothers continued to just run quick slant after quick slant.
And catch him every time. And it was both of them.
Yeah.
I talked to him, I said, which one was it? I can't remember. No, both of us kept catching him.
Dallin and Dustin Brakefield, you know, and it was one of the lone bright spots, but it was also one of the things that they helped on their lone touchdown scoring drive to do. And on the field goal drive they also did that as well. They just picked that defense apart. Too bad they couldn't get more of that in against that Springville defense.
Yeah, that was the big highlight of the game was the Brakefield brothers. They did great. I love those slant passes. Use a lot more of that this week and see if you can't beat Maple Mountain.
Yeah, so make sure to follow us on Twitter at The Sports Spin and on VTV6 on Facebook to vote for your favorite L&L Monster Replays. You'll also be able to see the replays on Instagram. So,
you know, and I'm going to tell the girls at soccer, get out and vote, but get out and vote, ladies.
Get out and vote. It's voting season. There's not just presidential candidates to vote for. There's L&L Monster Replay candidates. All right, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back on The Sports Spin.
I'm Amanda Hartman. I'm the new Director of Nursing here at the Villa. Here at the Villa, it's far more than a nurse-patient relationship. You truly are like a family. We have a community here, we have neighborhoods within our community, and we create lasting relationships that mirror that of our own families.
We're kind of just one big family because we're their sole providers, and we spend a lot of time with each and every resident. Even our rehab patients are here for months at a time, so we really create a family-like environment with them also.
We're back on the Sports Spin, presented by UNA Basin Healthcare. Now it's time for the spin cycle. Today we have Bill Seibert, the AD for UNA High School, with us, talking about some of the UNA High School sports this fall. How's football been?
They've been pretty good. Been really good. We've had a couple setbacks last couple games, but we're looking to get back on track with Maple Mountain.
Yeah, they got a tough one tomorrow night with Maple Mountain.
Yeah, Maple Mountain's tough. Their record doesn't really show it. They're a 1-5 team, but we'll have to bring our best game.
So on paper we should win, but in reality it's going to be tough.
Well, we'll have to play a good game for sure, but you know what? Maple Mountain shouldn't overlook us at all.
No, we've definitely done a little better this year, and
yes.
Coach Heaps has those guys going.
He does.
You got the whip on him a little bit, keep him going all summer long.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, you got a couple of years under your belt now with UNA, and now it's starting to become your programs. What are some of the things that you're hoping to see in the next year or two with, of course we always talk about the football, the basketball, but what about these other programs? You got cross country going on right now, girls volleyball, girls soccer. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of things on your plate. What do you see the direction of UNA sports in the next year or two?
Well, one of the things that we've really focused on is with our coaches is the teaching aspect. Our coaches are teachers. They're an extension of the faculty that we have in our classrooms every day. And so not only are they teaching the game, but they're teaching these kids how to be accountable, how to work hard, and these life lessons that'll carry on. So, we have great staff, great coaching staff, great assistant coaches, head coaches, and, we're going to see great things. We got swimming starting up right now, and Coach Harris has done a great job. We've expanded her staff this year, so she has 2 assistants, and they have, last year they had about 40 kids swim all year long, and that's a pretty good turnout.
And I see all the sports doing a little bit more. It seems like everyone's a little earlier practice, a little longer in the summer, a little later at night. Seems like things have turned around over the last few years. Going to 4A certainly brought everyone's game up, but I think just an overall attitude. And, it always starts at the top. So I think you've done a good job of getting everybody motivated to be successful at it. And success is definitely determined by wins and losses, right?
Well, that's the kicker question. Of course, that's what we look at first with success, but I think success goes far beyond that, and it's one of those definitions that's really tough for people to sometimes see, but I see it as, are kids competing at a high level? Are they learning how to compete? Are they learning how to work hard? And then, we can look at anything beyond high school, scholarships, etc.
And so for me, success, I do really judge myself by wins and losses, but I think a lot of it are the kids having fun. With the girls soccer program, I've had that opportunity to jump in there and help out a little bit. They're having fun this year. We're winning a few games, and it's always more fun to win than lose, but we're competing, we're having fun, and I think that makes a huge difference in the sports.
Absolutely, it does. Yeah.
So how do you temper that? How do you teach the coaches to temper the expectations of parents, students, everything? How do you temper what's your education level to help people realize that success isn't just 9 wins, 2 losses? How do you integrate that into an athletic department, and what has been the pushback from you on those things?
I don't know if we've had much pushback. We have really supportive parents, and they do a great job supporting their athletes. One of the things, I think the big thing that we've really been stressing as of late, and if John would have been there, he would have seen it, but the preparation aspect, practice. What are we doing in practice to help our kids be the most competitive they can be, the most prepared? Sometimes you get on the field or on the court, and a team is just better than you, but the reality is what have you done to get to a point where you can perform and compete at your best? And that's what we're really pushing with coaches. Design your practices in such a way that kids can compete at their best level and then improve from there.
So I think you've done a great job with that. Good to see everyone competing. Good to see the practices going well, and the team's doing better this fall. Hey, thanks for coming in. We'll have you again later on this year.
All right. Thank you.
Bill, so great to have you.
Appreciate you guys.
Welcome back. It's time for the Call of the Week. So, Mark, last week we had a few calls. Quarterbacks for the Patriots.
What did I say?
I said they would pull someone in new. You said they'd use the 3rd string guy.
Was it the 3rd or the 4th string?
Apparently you
and
win.
He's hurt this week too.
Yeah, so we should add that to the Call of the Week again.
Oh my gosh. What did I say? It doesn't matter. Bill Belichick could have got out there. They have that coach. It didn't matter. It didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
They won.
They won. They used the 3rd string. You're the winner of the first one, so it's 1-0, Mark. Now, the second one was Springville and Uinta.
And you said the clock wouldn't run,
and the question was,
so you lost that one.
Will the clock run? And you said not only will it not run, but the Utes will win the game by 7. And I said, well, I don't think the clock's going to run.
I think what I said is I knew
but
they'd
they're
score
going to
at least
lose.
7. I
They're going to
think I
lose.
said they'd score at least 7.
It didn't. So
go back and
I
check
win
the
that
tape.
because we said they would lose. You said they would win.
Oh, shoot.
1 for John,
The
1
question
for Mark.
was
Here
whether
we go.
the clock would run or not. The clock
All right,
ran.
push.
We're both out.
I'll give you a push.
We're out.
Fair
Push.
enough. Push.
Done.
All right, he wants a push. So, Juan Diego at Union. You picked. Did you pick Union?
I think Union.
What were you thinking?
Oh my gosh, 64 to nothing.
I think
I'm
it
a
was
homer.
actually- I
Hey,
think it-
Cougars, I believe in you. Just remember that when John comes back and he has you on the show and he's asking questions, you look at him with disdain because he didn't believe in you. I did. I'm sorry you let me down. It just happened.
So, just so you know, Mark,
Yeah.
I did get a comment from one of the fans over there. They love when you hack their names apart.
yeah, that's
It's
good.
their favorite thing.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Never get the names right. That's okay as long as you give them love. Right.
All right.
Okay, so.
All right, so last week I
a
won,
push.
you won, push.
Is that
It's
the
a
first
push.
time you tied me? Because I won every
Yeah.
week last year.
Okay, yeah. All right, so here we go, Mark. Calls of the week this week. Thank you.
Yeah, first tie.
Altamont at Monticello. I'm going to go with Altamont winning.
At Monticello?
Yep,
They're on the road?
yep.
Wow, and you just forced me into having to go against
They're not on
you.
the road. They're actually at home.
Altamont at Monticello.
No.
Monticello at Altamont. It's going to be a close game. Sorry, Longhorns. Monticello's going to sneak past you on that
All right,
one.
so we got John with Altamont and,
Yeah.
and the other guy with
All right.
Monticello.
Okay, so UNA 8 at Maple Mountain. Now, Maple Mountain has a losing record, but UNA's on the road. And Maple Mountain has played some tough teams. They're not as good or bad as their record shows. Is that,
So what are you going to go with here, Mark?
I don't know, I'm waiting for you.
Oh, I see how it is. Well, I'm going to go Homer again.
You're going to go,
Uinta is gonna win this game.
It's a long bus ride home for the Utes. They lose. It's a closer game than their loss to Springville, but sorry, Utes. You let me down last week. I had you on a one touchdown win.
What were you thinking?
I learned my lesson,
Springville.
and now we're going Maple Mountain. But it is a competitive game.
All right, and the last one this week. Will Denver stay undefeated? Oh, that was easy for me. Of course they will.
Denver undefeated?
Yeah.
What did Elway do? Elway's got magic. He just says, hey, you know what, Brock Osweiler, I'm not going to pay you $72 million. Get out of here. Get out. And he brings in a 7th round rookie. What's his name? I don't even know. Simeon? I don't even know. I butchered his name just like I butchered the Cougars' names. All I know is the dude's winning, and he's getting paid like $650,000 a game.
So you're gonna go with Tampa Bay, or you're gonna go with the Broncos?
Broncos are gonna stay undefeated.
Okay.
It's too easy.
So I went Homer, and I'm gonna win 2-0. Or well, we're gonna push on the last one, I think.
Yeah,
So.
well, Mark will win again. It's just getting embarrassing for Nerd. We're gonna be right back with the spin-off. It's that time again. Let's get to the spin-off.
Here's how it works. We pick one topic. We battle head to head. Bald head to bald head. And you get to pick the winner on Twitter. Our topics this week is going to be scoring or having the clock run. Or not having the clock run, excuse me. So I believe firmly I would rather have a 0 game and the clock not run on me. I don't want to get beat 8-0 as a soccer coach. You can score 7 on me, but I don't want to get 8-0 and have the game end short. I don't want to be playing football and have the clock running nonstop. I want to still run my plays. I don't care if I'm at 0. I want to play a better defensive game than to get blown out.
You want to have 0 on the score sheet.
I'd rather have
You
one.
want to have a blank.
I'd rather have
Does
blank.
anywhere on the records that you go back and read, does it say this clock didn't run? No. When somebody sees 34-0, they see they got shut out. They suck. But if you score 10 points and lose 42-10, you know what they see? Oh, the Utes scored 10 points on the 4th-ranked Springville Red Devils. That's all people see. In 2 weeks, it doesn't matter. So you're talking about during the game. I'm talking about forever. That record on the score sheet lasts forever, and nowhere on the score sheet does it say the clock didn't run. Nowhere. Not even very many people know the clock
Hey, are you
runs.
talking over me?
I am.
That's just how you
Donald Trump.
So that's just exactly what the kids
Clock's
don't
running
want.
right now.
It
How
does.
you
I see it
feeling?
go.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. The kids do not want to get mercy ruled.
Nobody
There's
remembers.
Nothing worse than
How
a
many
mercy
times
rule.
did the clock run
Nobody.
last year on the Utes? How many times? Oh, but we can find out how many times they got blanked.
How many times?
Oh my God!
How many times? Do you know? Do you even know?
I
You don't know?
can
You don't know,
look
do you?
up on my Strata
I can look if
Networks
they got beat by
hotline
54 to
and
10
find out.
that they got mercy ruled. Nobody wants to be mercy
Only a
ruled.
few people know that. I would so much rather score. Getting in the end zone is so much better than having
So
punt
watch the kids
after
vote.
punt
The kids are going to
after
vote, and
punt
they're going to say,
after
I
punt
don't want to be
after
mercy
fumble,
ruled.
after turnover. Oh my gosh, they have the ball again. Can we please get the end zone? All I want is pay dirt. I need it one time. I would so much rather score.
I'd rather not get
The
mercy
kids
ruled.
are going to vote.
They will.
We'll see.
No
That's
mercy
the
rule.
Spin-off.
Mercy
Go
rule.
to at the Sports Spin on Twitter. Vote. I mean, it's pride. You got to get in the end zone. Let's just see if anyone has pride.
Have pride. Don't get mercy ruled.
If you have pride, you want to score. All right. Go to at the Sports Spin on Twitter and on Facebook to vote for who you think won this spin-off. We'll be right back after a short break for the Fast Dash.
I'm Amanda Hartman. I'm the new director of nursing here at the Villa. Here at the Villa, it's far more than a nurse-patient relationship. You truly are like a family. We have a community here, we have neighborhoods within our community, and we create lasting relationships that mirror that of our own families.
We're kind of just one big family because we're their sole providers, and we spend a lot of time with each and every resident. Even our rehab patients are here for months at a time, so we really create a family-like environment with them also.
Welcome back to the Sports Spin. It's time for the Fast Dash.
So thanks for coming in, Brittany Hansen. Today we've got Brittany on the Fast Dash. Brittany is a superstar soccer player at Uinta High School.
Superstar.
She's got 16 goals on the season. And what do you think about that?
It's cool. I like it.
It's fun to score.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. Hey, John, the only thing we could have probably done here is got her a box to stand on because she's kind of short.
There you go.
That's her fatal flaw, or maybe that's her strongest point.
So let's throw some. We're going to throw 60 seconds on the clock. We're going to fire some questions at you, and you see if you can respond to these.
Oh, okay.
All right. Let's see. We got a clock up there.
60 seconds on the clock.
Give you
Here
an
we
easy
go.
one first. Coke or Pepsi?
Pepsi.
High heels or flip flops?
Flip flops.
Christmas or Halloween?
Christmas.
Day at the beach, day at the mall.
Beach.
All right. Well said.
In flip-flops.
Favorite soccer player?
Morgan. Alex Morgan.
All right.
Morgan. All right, going to U.S. women's soccer team. One word to describe your coach.
Angry.
Angry. Well, I would have gone with ugly, but
Burger King or McDonald's?
McDonald's.
corner kick or a penalty kick?
Penalty.
Scoring or getting beat 8-0?
Scoring.
Obviously.
What? Did you have an 8-0 loss already?
No. we're not.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Hamburgers or salads?
Hamburger.
There we go. That's the answer.
Well, all right.
Who's
Hanging out with the boys or hanging out with the girls?
Boys.
Oh, there you go. Woo-woo.
Soccer or homecoming?
Soccer.
Yeah, okay. Those two answers are in conflict with one another. Brittany Hansen, thanks so much for joining us here on the Sports Spin, presented by Uinta Basin Healthcare. Health and healing, every person, every time. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the Sports Spin, and we'll see you next week.